Eating, that thing we all do every single day, but some do it more than others. Today I'm going to tell you exactly how you can eat your way to 10% body fat. Yes, eating. No running, no starving, no burpees, no fluff, no bullshit. Just a straight proven framework that will help you get there. And I guarantee you, if you do this, you will actually be able to eat yourself to 10% body fat. Alright, this is very important. You need to get this crystal clear in your mind and don't believe anything different. Weight training is for muscle gain, muscle retention, strength gain, and strength retention. That's it. Cardio burns calories and builds red blood cells, cardiovascular conditioning, but it's no guarantee for fat or weight loss. Weight loss is all nutrition. Eat yourself to it or eat yourself away from it. You cannot out-train a bad diet. Any activity will only burn a few hundred calories an hour at most. Come on. All out. I'm going all out. You can eat that back in 3 minutes with a muffin and a latte. You can never defeat a bad diet by exercise. No amount of cardio, steps or gym hours will save you. It all comes down to nutrition. Calories in versus calories going out. Now let me introduce you something that is called the nutrition pyramid of Eric Helms. This stuff is absolutely pure gold. It breaks things down by the level of importance. So first one we have is energy balance. Calories in versus calories going out. This is king. Second is going to be macronutrients like proteins, fats and carbohydrates. Third one is going to be micronutrients, your vitamins, minerals and fiber. Then fourth we have meal timing, which is basically when you eat. And fifth we have supplements, and these are going to be the least important. You only need to get the first one right to get yourself to 10% body fat. Again, calories in versus calories going out. Protein intake, aim for 1.8 grams per kilo of body weight and don't eat less than 50 grams of fats per day. That's literally it. By simply adhering to this, you can literally eat yourself to 10% body fat. Everything else is just going to be a bonus. Then it's very important to understand that satiety is going to be your secret weapon. The leaner you get, the hungrier you are going to feel. This is your body trying to bring you back to this homeostasis, normal stage. It doesn't want to be super lean. It just wants to survive.
You don't want your fucking mass monster.
Go on, cunt! Is that it, man?
Now we have to set up a plan that will adhere to this energy balance of the nutrition pyramid. Again, only energy in versus energy going out, with the additional requirements of 1.8 grams protein per kilo body weight, because even without training, a higher protein diet is going to help aid fat loss. Now use the Ketchum-McArdle formula. Look it up on Google, fill out your stats and aim for a weight drop of 0.5 to 1 kilo weight loss per week. That's a calorie deficit of about 20 to 40% of your maintenance calories. A 20% calorie deficit is roughly going to be 500 calories daily below your maintenance energy intake, alright? 40% is going to be 1,000 calories. I would recommend you to stick to a 20% deficit weekly unless you are really super overweight. So we're talking like 30% body fat or higher. It makes it generally easier for you to stick and adhere to a 20% deficit over the long run. And the long run is where the wins and the results are built. Don't forget guys, this game is a marathon and not a sprint. Then next up, you have to weigh yourself every single day. 7 times per week is going to be better than 5 times a week. 5 times per week is going to be better than 3 times per week. And 3 times is going to be better than 1. Just weigh yourself as much as you can. Of course you'll forget a day or two, but the more consistently you'll do it, the better your results are going to be. And you have to do this in the morning fasted. Then compare the weekly averages of 1 week to the average of the week before that. There should be a drop between those averages of about 500 grams, so 0.5 kilos a week. So there should be a difference of about 0.5 kilos or 500 grams between those two averages. You can keep sticking to this until you see that this weekly drop is going to get below 0.5 kg. Alright? At some point, you are going to become lighter. Because you're in a negative energy balance, you're going to lose weight, you're going to lose body fat, so your maintenance intake is going to change, meaning that you're going to become lighter. give me 3 with these. So you will burn less calories daily because of that. So that 500 calorie daily deficit prior is not going to sustain and still be a 500 calorie deficit anymore. Now let's say you saw a weight drop of about 0.3 kg, so 300 grams weekly average. That means that that's 200 grams too little. In that case, decrease the calories by an additional 200 calories daily, and then you'll be at a 500 gram weekly weight drop again. You lose half a kilo of body fat or weight loss per week by having a 3,500 weekly calorie deficit. Divide that by 7 and you will have a 500 calorie daily deficit. So a 500 calorie daily deficit is going to lead to 500 grams of fat loss per week. So it's equal. It's pretty simple, right? 500 on one hand, 500 on the other end. So if you lost 300 grams on average, that means you had a 300 calorie daily deficit. Which means in order to drop 500 grams weekly again, we need to start eating 200 calories less daily to get back into that 500 deficit daily as well. Alright, now let's say that you would right now be at like 12 to 20 weeks in. By this point you would already be seeing amazing results, but somewhere around this time we might run into some problems. Now you need to understand that the leaner you get, the more your body will start to make you feel hungry. Your body does not want to change, it just wants to remain the same and retain homeostasis, which literally is the normal stage. It's thinking in a survival mode. If you get too fat or too heavy, it will reduce your appetite, thinking, shit, if I don't get food now, I will literally burn so much calories or energy daily that I will die sooner. So it will reduce your appetite so you don't become too big and you don't burn an abnormally unnecessary amount of energy daily. So you as well don't need a crazy amount of energy daily to sustain yourself, right? The other way around, if you want to get leaner, your body will increase your appetite so you don't have too little reserves.
You don't kill, bro.
Fat and muscle essentially is stored energy on your body. If you have too little of it, it will think, shit, if I won't be able to eat now, I will literally die sooner than necessary because I have too little reserves. It wants to kind of keep you in the safest shape and position possible so that if you run out of food at any time, you can survive the longest without. So the leaner you get, the more it will increase your appetite, so you start to eat yourself back to homeostasis, to this kind of normal safe point again. So when this happens, what you want to do is you want to trick your body to give it the amount of food it wants so it feels satisfied without the extra calories so you can still reach your goals. So the leaner you get, the more weight and volume of food you want to start eating, the higher the satiety index has to become, which basically is like a scale that was created to say how much food do I have on my plate versus the calories that are in it. So this score, the satiety score, the amount of volume relative to the calories on the plate, needs to become greater and greater and greater. So you do that by increasing fruits and vegetables in every meal that you eat. Fruits like, for example, any kind of berry and all types of vegetables except for avocado. The calories of that meal have to remain the same. The fruits and vegetables simply just go up. Fruits and vegetables are micronutrients. They contain almost no calories, only vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Macronutrients basically are anything that is not fruit or vegetables. Macronutrients are stuff like meat, egg, pasta, bread, nuts, butter, cheese, anything that is not fruit or vegetables. These are going to be high calorie with low vitamins and minerals. So the leaner you get, the less macronutrients you want to start eating and the more micronutrients you want to start eating. So the ratio between both macronutrients and micronutrients starts to change towards more micro, less macro. By doing that, you increase the total volume on your plate without more calories. This is going to be the secret weapon. The only way. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a continuity process. A certain type of rent you should always be able to keep paying, and you can only do that if you're not starving yourself to death. So you need to basically not feel hungry ever. It almost needs to feel like you're not on a diet or doing anything special at all. And you do that by making sure that you give your body the food that it's constantly always craving. So when I got to 6%, for example, I would literally eat a pan for like a family of 5 people by myself, basically 90% filled with only broccoli. This is going to become super important. This was a key factor as well in how I helped Zidane get into the best shape of his life as well.
That's a sad meal.
Woo!
Let's go. All out.
I'm going more.
All out. I know, I still need bike.
I already did the bike.
You're done. My man's finished. Well done, bro. Welcome back to the good life. Come on, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Before Hell Week. Just put it on already.
If you feel me, say nay.
Is that a specimen or what? Come on, Cristiano. Come on.
We be the hardest motherfuckers in here. Some things never change.
Sui.
We be
Have Zizou every time.
the hardest motherfuckers in here. Dogman gangsta gang. We be the hardest motherfuckers in here.
Bro, you're gonna look fucking crazy.
Bring your bitch ass in, close the door. Now you wanna run and fetch me a hoe. Motherfucker, tell your mama tiptoe when she pass my dough. Corrupt, got this bitch about to toss this hoe. And when we making nigga shit, always making the killing. I be hearing you bitches, there go the villain. Mad cause your revenue stopped from drug dealing. Mad at me cause I'm making shit them thugs feeling. Hold my dick, nigga, spit that verse. The hardest motherfucker, nigga, love to curse.
Easy.
Easy. Insane food volume without the calories. The calories stay in line with the goal based on what the data of your average weekly body weight change is going to keep telling you, while giving your body the amount of food that it wants to be full. That's how the game is played. When you are super really lean, let's say below 10% body fat, you can literally eat about 2 to 3 pizzas at once, easily. When you are really bulked up, like how I am for example right here when I was still in Dubai at the end of my bulk, I would literally struggle with just eating 1 pizza because my body doesn't want to get more reserves. It wants to keep me the same, and when I am super lean, my body just wants to give me more reserves, so it wants to increase my appetite. So the game is really all about managing the appetite while still adhering to your plan.
Yes.
Very tiny bit of yogurt, thinned out with milk, 3 scoops of protein, like 15 grams of peanut butter, and like 15 grams of granola, and just a shit ton of fruit.
Okay, I'm gonna have some yogurt and protein.
Just like so I have a bit of the idea of having sweet, the idea of having some crunchy carbs, the idea of having some peanut butter fats, and the idea that I'm eating a shit ton of food because my body wants to stay normal.
Okay, I'm gonna eat them.
Just think right now, what kind of cravings, what do you feel like having?
The thing is, like, I know that the cravings get stronger in eating, but I'm pretty hungry right now.
Yeah, but by eating now, you fix that. Because, like, when do people in general get fat craving? That's because they eat too little meals throughout the day, and then the body has a way too little amount of fats, and then it's gonna say, give me fucking fats, and you're gonna be craving all this shit food. But if you just eat still 3 meals a day and you spread it out and you get all a bit of everything in,
So
you will
if I
not be
do
happy.
300 grams of Greek yogurt and a scoop of protein,
I would not take 300 grams. Just a bit high. I would just take 200 and then thin it out with water or milk. Because then you still have the idea of yogurt, but it's immediately a bit less calories in it. Now here's some bonus tips. These are going to be very valuable and basically essential for you to eat your way to 10% body fat. You have to log your food daily, at least for a few weeks. Money is the currency of the world, and calories are the currency for your body. You have a limited calorie budget just like you have a limited financial budget. You can't save any money if you can't see what anything you would ever purchase costs. That makes sense, right? It's the exact same for your calorie budget. How can you know how much you spend in calorie budget wise and choices that you make if you literally have no idea what the cost is and what the daily total of your spendings is going to be within your daily budget? You can't. So you need to understand this, and you need to be logging food. By logging food, you kind of create an understanding. Basically, the only way to get to this understanding is by logging at least for a few weeks. I've logged myself for the majority of all days in the last 13 years. It's not necessary at all, but I just like to see the numbers. It gives me a certain control over my nutrition because I find importance to it, because it's such an important part of my identity. So the person that I want to be is someone who is on top of his nutrition. So even though I know without logging those numbers are going to be right, I wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't track it anyway. And it's not that much time. It costs like maybe 1 or 2 minutes a day. Anything that's less than 2 minutes, just get it done. It's nothing. So by logging for so long, when I see food, I don't only see food, but I see numbers almost subconsciously as well. When I see an egg, I don't only just see the egg, but I see an approximate 70 calories, 6 to 7 grams of protein, 4 grams of those proteins come from the yolk, and approximately 5 grams as well. I see one, but I see the other two. When you, for example, go to buy a kilo of chicken at the grocery store, you know approximately how much that's financially going to cost you, because you've seen the numbers. So you need to create that rough kind of estimate when it comes to calorie spending of food as well. Literally, without it's going to be impossible. Like it's literally impossible as well to save money if you have no idea how much you're spending in finances wise. But that's really it, guys. That's all you need to do. All you have to do is you start by using the Ketchum-McArdle formula to create a kind of accurate starting point when it comes to your calories and your proteins budget. Proteins at 1.8 grams per kilo of body weight. Fats don't go below 50 grams daily, and you just make sure that you don't eat too little. That's it. Eating too little leads to binge eating, and you don't do that by managing portion sizes based on the satiety index that your body is telling you that it needs. But keep observing objectively. Often you see that when you have this idea of shit, I'm in a calorie restriction, that you kind of, because you're restricted, you want the thing more. That's how it is with anything. Your parents told you not to smoke cigarettes or whatever, and because of that, you kind of got intrigued to get it. But if it maybe wasn't restricted ever before, you wouldn't be so intrigued to get it. Simply the idea of that you have a limited capacity of something is gonna have you thinking like, fuck, I need this stuff. So you need to keep observing objectively. Just make sure that you eat the least amount of food that makes you happy, and you'll always be good. Stick to the plan and watch yourself eat yourself to 10% body fat. Now, if you want help with this and you don't want to worry over all the numbers or what to eat, check the link in my bio for my one-on-one coaching. The best way to get somewhere is to seek help from an expert who is already there and ran into all the problems you can possibly face along the way and knows how to solve them. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comment section, and if you want to know how you can actually walk yourself to 10% body fat, make sure to watch this video. Stay handsome, stay large and in charge, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.